Hey guys, Chicky to Maine, aka Dabu.com with a video surf forecast update. This forecast update brought to you by Nassara Paradise Rentals. Planning your next trip to Costa Rica? Stay with Nassara Paradise Rentals, Nassara, Costa Rica. Remember, there's no sorrow when you stay in Nosara, NassaraParadiseRentals.com. Start you off with some satellite imagery of the central Atlantic and what we look for when we look for building surf conditions. I don't know if you can see this, you should, but you see how over here towards the right, we have this flow that's coming in here that's working from east to west. All right, well, we've got a trough of low pressure that's moving this way. And if you followed our forecast, our previous forecast, we talked about the wave energy associated behind a trough as it moves off from the east towards the west. So again, as you can see this flow moving in here from the east to the west, we then will go in and start looking at the buoys. So the closest buoy that we have here is going to be the St. Martin's buoy, and we look at the data to confirm the wave energy associated with it behind the trough. Okay, so now looking at the St. Martin's buoy data, we see that east winds now have increased to 15 to 20 knots. That's up from 10 to 15 knots 24 hours ago. And seas have built in here up to 7 feet. That's seas have built up to 7 feet. And that is up from about 5 feet from yesterday. So that's up 2 feet in 24 hours. And then the pressure tendency is falling. So we know that the low pressure trough is passing through the buoy. The next buoy we look at would be the Puerto Rico buoy. That's the buoy just north of Puerto Rico. And we also see that east winds have now increased into the 15 to 20 knot range, and seas have now built up to around 6 feet. That's up 3 feet in the last 24 hours. So this is indicative to us that there's a strong easterly flow passing through the St. Martin's and the Puerto Rico buoy. Switch you back over to the satellite imagery, and then the next question becomes, is there enough wave energy to push through those buoys in order to create surf along the coast? Right now it looks like minimal at best, need a waist high, probably get to central Florida on Saturday, northeast Florida on Sunday, and filter in through the rest here Sunday and Monday. So it could change, could get a little bit bigger, but we're going to be watching the buoys for the indications for that. And of course, the weather pattern could change. As far as tropical Atlantic cyclone activity, it looks quiet right now. Models were indicating that there was going to be a couple of areas of low pressure move off the African coast, but have backed off on trying to develop any of those. However, moving over to the Gulf of Mexico, for you Panhandle folks that caught our Gulf of Mexico update yesterday, it looks like we're going to be heading for some increased activity. Switching gears now and looking at the Southwest Caribbean, if you caught our Gulf of Mexico forecast yesterday, we gave you a little teaser of what the models had started suggesting. And if you look over here off towards your right, you'll see that this little ball of convection, that's what the National Hurricane Center was tagging as a 10% chance of development. Very small, very weak, really no chance to develop, but it's going to push off to the west. There's another tropical wave forecast to push through here. But if you look down here at the northern coast of South America and the Southwest Caribbean, you'll see how convection is firing up here. This is in association with the intertropical convergence zone, but this looks like it's getting ready to come to a halt in here. And next week, there's going to be an influx of moisture through here. And although the models are not showing at this time anything developing tropical in nature, they are showing an area of low pressure moving out of the Southwest Caribbean towards the northwest, towards the tip of the Yucatan Peninsula and the western tip of Cuba. So it looks like that the next chance for tropical development will be a little bit closer to home and could be up in here towards the Gulf of Mexico by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. So stay tuned to the forecast, guys. Our next update, we're going to focus in on what's happening off the coast of Africa. Was looking kind of promising, but the models have since backed off. We're going to focus in on the upcoming East Coast Surfing Championship surf forecast for August 19th through the 25th. Stay tuned, guys.